Shri GVL Narasimha Rao, urgent public importance matters.
सब मेरा 0 ओवर प्रस्ताव बहुत ही गंभीर विषय को लेकर है और सैनिक बलों को लेकर है, तो मैं उम्मीद करता हूं हमारे विपक्षी दल सर देश के सैनिक बलों को लेकर है।
ऑनरेबल मेंबर, प्लीज टेक योर सीट, प्लीज टेक योर सीट, प्लीज टेक योर सीट, प्लीज please take your seat and make your point one by one. Honorable members, I have received one notice from Shri Pramod Tiwari under Rule 267 seeking suspension of listed business for today to discuss the issue of Chinese aggression into the Indian territory. Honorable members, during this session, on several occasions, I have indicated status of admissibility of notice under Rule 267. The notice is not in order. I am constrained not to accept it. Shri Pramod Tiwari to raise his point of order.
Sir, ruling and observation from the chair, 1952 to 2017, पूरी भरी पड़ी है. Rules.
What is your point first? Then come to the premise.
सर, सदन के बाहर कोई बात कही जाए, खास तौर से पार्लियामेंट्री पार्टी की मीटिंग में हमारी चेयरपर्सन श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी द्वारा उसका उल्लेख और संज्ञान किसी भी संवैधानिक पद पर बैठकर लेना कहीं से भी उचित नहीं है, दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और उसका तत्काल खंडन होना चाहिए। ये हमारी पार्लियामेंट्री पार्टी में क्या हो रहा है, हम क्या बोले हैं, अगर उसका संज्ञान आपकी पीठ पर बैठकर लिया जाएगा और वो आज सारे समाचार पत्रों में छपेगा तो एक गलत संदेश जाएगा। और मेरा पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर ये है कि किसी
पॉइंट आउट द रूल
मैं कहता हूँ there are come 10
honorable member, I have taken note of it.
Mr. Prime Minister Modi,
I am concerned by your sentiments. Please indicate the rule under which you are raising a point of order.
Please give me time.
It's a matter on which we need to reflect.
ठीक है सर. Thank you very much.
I take as serious, respectable view of this as is in your mind. So please indicate with clarity what is your point of order.
ठीक है, धन्यवाद आपके. मैं सिर्फ एक विनम्रता पूर्वक आपसे कहना चाहता हूं, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने सदन के बाहर
ऑब्जर्व साइलेंस,
सदन के बाहर जो कुछ कहा था उस पे आपकी रूलिंग है, चेयर की रूलिंग है कि जो कुछ सदन के बाहर कहा जाएगा उसका संज्ञान नहीं लिया जाएगा. परंतु दुर्भाग्य है कि हमारी चेयरपर्सन श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी ने इसी सदन के प्रेमाइसेस में पार्लियामेंट्री पार्टी के मीटिंग में अपनी चिंता व्यक्त की थी, जो आज देश की चिंता है कि किसी तरह से न्यायपालिका को जिस तरीके से ये सरकार प्रयास कर रही है कि न्यायपालिका न्यायपालिका को प्रभावित किया जाए, आपने जो आपत्ति की है वो नियमों के विरुद्ध है, परंपराओं के विरुद्ध है और रूलिंग से इसके विरुद्ध है.
ऑनरेबल तिवारी जी, प्लीज सेटल डाउन.
दिस इज माय पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर. दिस इज माय पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर.
सर, 1 सेकंड सर.
अब बैठूं मैं. हाँ,
प्लीज
मैं भेज रहा हूँ, इसको ले लो भैया.
I have it with me.
267.
ये किताब
267 नहीं है,
250.
छोड़िए.
Can I have the page number?
ये भेज दो.
I have it page number.
आप पास है ना सर? पेज नंबर, इसमें 2, 3, 4 रूलिंग्स हैं और ये एस्टैब्लिश परंपरा है एक बार की नहीं, बार बार की परंपरा है। कम से कम 3 या 4 बार रूलिंग्स हैं आपकी चेयर द्वारा कि जो बाहर कहा जाएगा सदन के बाहर, और विशेष रूप से इसमें एक चीज और जोड़ दूं, अगर वो दूसरे सदन का सदस्य है तो उसका संज्ञान नहीं लिया जा सकता। ये तो सामान्य और मान्य परंपरा है। तो मैं इस पर आपकी व्यवस्था चाहता हूं कि जो कुछ कहा गया, अगर उस पर कुछ कहा है तो उसको हर हाल में क्लियरिटी होनी चाहिए, निकाल देना चाहिए। बस मेरा इतना आपसे विनम्रता पूर्वक अनुरोध है, पूरा सम्मान और मान प्रकट करते हुए, आपके प्रति आदेश प्रकट करते हुए।
सर, जो अभी तिवारी साहब ने आपत्ति जताई है, ये रूल्स के मुताबिक है, क्योंकि कोई एक सदस्य, लोकसभा का सदस्य अगर बाहर कुछ कहता है तो राज्यसभा में उसकी चर्चा नहीं होती, और खासकर चेयर अगर उस पे कमेंट करे, ये सबसे दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। ऐसा कभी नहीं होता।
प्लीज
अगर मैं कभी पब्लिक भाषण में कुछ कहता हूँ या मेरे पार्टी के ऑफिस में कुछ कहता हूँ, कैन द चेयरमैन or anybody can take the cognizance of it? Therefore, there are several rulings he quoted, and they are against this procedure. Therefore, sir, whatever is said here, that should be removed, that should be withdrawn, and I humbly request you, kindly expunge it, and it is not good in the interest of democracy. And this will become a precedent. Tomorrow I will speak something in Bangalore. If you comment, our chair comments, that is very bad. Therefore, I request you, sir, kindly expunge that and create a new precedent that whatever is spoken outside, it should not be taken. And a member who is of other house, about him, you should not comment.
Very unfortunate.
Leader of the opposition has raised in sublimity an issue. Confine your response.
I will only talk about that, sir. Honorable Chairman, sir, I wish the Leader of the House would also reflect that a very high constitutional authority, a person who represents the entire country, a person who has been duly elected by the members of both houses of parliament, holds the very august chair and is the Honorable Vice President of India. It is very unfortunate that the Honorable Member of Parliament, even though she may be from the other house, has chosen to cast aspersions on this very high office. And therefore it was very, very appropriate that a response was given. It is our bounden duty of the entire house to maintain the dignity of the chair, to maintain the dignity of the high esteemed office, constitutional office that is held by you, sir. And therefore I would urge the Leader of the Opposition to reflect whether the comments were in good taste, whether the comments were appropriate, whether the comments were called for at all in the first place, whether in the house or out of the house. I think it is for all of us also to reflect high constitutional authorities have to be respected.
Please. Honorable Dr. Keshav.
Casting aspersions will not take place at all. This is about a simple proposal made. Anything spoken outside,
Okay.
let us not make it controversial as far as this house is concerned.
Okay.
The house is only concerned
Thank
about
you,
what
Dr.
happens
Keshav.
within the house.
Thank you,
not what
Dr.
happens
Keshav.
outside the house.
Thank
this
you.
has been
Thank
the
you.
procedure, this has been the ruling.
Thank
this
you.
has been
Thank you, Dr.
many
Keshav.
rulings.
Thank you. Honorable members, please. Honorable members, yesterday was a day on which my attention was drawn to the statement that was in public domain imparted by the Honorable Chairperson of the UPA. Every member of the House, either here or there, is entitled to highest respect. From this chair, I cannot emanate any perception or reflection without being in highest order of care, caution, and decorum. I therefore sought the exact draft of it. After going through that draft, I gathered that the reflections imparted by me in my capacity as chairman of this august House on December 8 came for inappropriate reflections. I have, honorable members, diluted my stance to the maximum level. I would invite your attention to get your guidance and wisdom on what troubled me. My attention has been drawn to a statement imparted by the Honorable Chairperson of the UP on 21st December 2022 mentioning, I quote, and you'll appreciate, I could not have personally compromised my dignity more than I did in my subdued response. And what was said was, quote, a troubling new development is the calculated attempt underway to delegitimize the judiciary. That's her perception, I have nothing to say. That is in her domain, duly entitled. In public discourse, you may reflect on it. That is an issue that doesn't concern me. Ministers and even a high constitutional authority have been unlisted, mark the word, unlisted, to making speeches attacking the judiciary on various grounds and quote. Honorable members, can your chairman be, would you please have patience to listen to me? Can the chairman who said something, please. Honorable members, I indicate to you, I will preserve to an extreme decorous degree what I say from this chair. This office cannot be allowed to be dragged on partisan stance. I cannot be unlisted. I assure the leader of the opposition, I cannot be unlisted. Please take your seat, Mr. Tarka. I cannot be unlisted either by them or by you to delegitimize judiciary. I suffered the allegation that I was part of a system to delegitimize judiciary, which means sounding a death knell of democracy. Once again, please, I was expecting the honorable members to appreciate my subdued response. Shri GVL Narasimha Rao. Shri GVL Narasimha Rao.
मेरा शून्यकाल का प्रस्ताव बहुत ही गंभीर मामले पर है।
स्पीकर,
मैं यदि कोई संवेदनशीलता है सैनिक बलों के प्रति, मैं इनको आग्रह करता हूं ये प्रस्ताव को सुने। सर, देश के 14 लाख से ज्यादा हमारे सैनिक बलों की संख्या है, वो देश की रक्षा करते हैं। हम सब उनके प्रति गौरव भाव रखते हैं, धन्यवाद देते हैं और सम्मान करते हैं। पर लेकिन उनके सैनिक बलों की पार्टिसिपेशन सर, ये बहुत ही गंभीर विषय है। क्या आपको, आपकी नेता को सैनिक बलों के प्रति कोई संवेदना नहीं है? कम से कम आप तो रखिए हाउस के अंदर। आपकी नेता आर्म फोर्सेस को अपमान करते हैं, उनके मनोबल पर वार करते हैं। कम से कम इस प्रस्ताव को तो सुनिए। सर, ये हमारे सैनिक बलों को वोट करने का जो अधिकार है, 2016 में इलेक्शन कमीशन ने एक निबंधन के सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश के बाद सभी सैनिक बलों को पीस स्टेशंस में जनरल वोटर्स के तहत रजिस्टर होने का एक प्रावधान बनाया था। और ये बड़ा हमारे सरकार के रहते हुए माननीय मोदी जी के प्रधानमंत्री के कार्यकाल में यह संभव हुआ। जो 50 वर्ष से जो सैनिक बलों के लिए यह प्रावधान नहीं था, मोदी जी के सरकार के कार्यकाल में यह संभव हुआ है। मेरा आग्रह है सरकार से और इलेक्शन कमीशन से, उन सभी को जनरल वोटर्स रजिस्टर करने के लिए प्रावधान के बारे में उनको जानकारी दें और ज्यादा से ज्यादा रजिस्टर होने के लिए और इलेक्शंस में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए हमारे सैनिक बलों को पूरी तरह अवसर प्राप्त करें। सर, मैं विशाखापट्टनम में एक ईस्टर्न नेवल कमांड है, 30-35 हजार लोग वहां तैनात है, उनके परिवार के सदस्य भी रहते हैं। ये कम से कम 50-60 हजार मतदान वहां कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसमें मेरे अनुमान से 15-20% भी वोट नहीं डाल पाते हैं। सर, देश के लिए जो हमारी सेना विश्व के सबसे बड़े 3 सेनाओं में है, देश की सुरक्षा, हमारी सुरक्षा करने वाले लोकतंत्र में उनका पूरा भागीदारी हो, इसलिए मैं आग्रह करता हूं इलेक्शन कमीशन से इस पर एक योजनाबद्ध तरीके से उनको रजिस्टर कराएं।
एस सेल्वागन बेथी।
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir. India has made tremendous progress in the field of food grain production for the last 2 decades. Though we have become surplus, the loss of food grains, especially rice, wheat and coarse grains from the rice field after the harvest until they reach the storage grounds in FCI or other private market committee is of grave concern. During the financial year 2021, the rice production was 122.2 million tons, wheat 107.5 MT, coarse cereals 47.15 MT, and maize 31.5 MT. Of these, rice, wheat, and cereals are staple foods, and the coarse cereals have nutritive value. According to Food Corporation of India, the food grain loss during the transit and storage is about 15%. But the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations puts it as a 40% loss. A major area of concern is the loss of food grains at the time of purchase by the marketing committees. Unfortunately, almost all of them lack proper storage facilities, leave alone scientific storage. Thousands of bags of rice, wheat, and maize are stocked in the open ground without any coverage for days and weeks together. There are so many instances where the untimely rains have dampened the open stocks. This could be easily avoided by installing more shades at the marketing committees, which does not involve much expenditure, which the government could afford to spend without any serious financial burden. The situation is equally serious in the case of fruits and vegetables. We produce an average of 101.2 million tons of fruits and 189.52 MT of vegetables annually. Here also the loss of essential it is estimated at 30 to 40%. It can be solved by increasing the number of cold storage facilities on a war footing. I hope this August House would support my serious demand of augmenting the storage facilities in the marketing committees on a periodic basis, and also for increasing the number of cold storage facilities by BPD mode.
Dr. John Pritas.
Sir,
yes, Tiruchi Shiva, whatever to say, sir.
I'm on a
Shivaji.
point of order, sir.
You are on a...
Rule 230.
No, sir, what are you saying?
Point of order.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Indicate the point of order.
Sir?
Indicate the point of order.
Yes. Rule 238, subclass 5. Reflect upon, a member while speaking shall not reflect upon the conduct of persons in high authority unless the discussion is based on a substantive motion drawn in proper terms. Sir, the words persons in high authority, use the president's name for the purpose like that. Means person who have conduct can only be discussed on a substantive motion. Sir, this applies only to the rules and proceedings of the House, sir. Sir, I need a ruling from you, sir. Any expression that is made outside is not free, will not come under freedom of expression in a democratic country.
Let me elaborate for your benefit. The observations were with respect to what I said from this chair on December 8. And the observations were to that extreme degree that Chairman Rajya Sabha and the Vice President can be unlisted by the ruling party to delegitimize judiciary. Sir, search your heart. The damning consequence of it, an impression is sought to be imparted that this chair will become party to a pernicious, sinister design at the instance of the government to delegitimize judiciary. Delegitimizing judiciary means death knell of democracy. These partisan battles have to be settled between them inter se. I have appealed with sobriety across the political spectrum to all the leaders, believing in their sagacity and wisdom, that they must keep high constitutional offices away from their political stances. My response in this House was at the lowest level of reaction. It was moderated by me. As a matter of fact, what I said, inappropriate, was extremely accusatory. I expected wisdom of the House to be affirmatively supportive of me. And sir, you are raising a point of order. I am not making reflection on what has been said outside. What has been said in this House has been commented. Every word that I spoke on that particular day, I appeal to the honorable members that you are more eminently suited than anyone else to bring about congeniality between judiciary, legislature and executive. I had indicated very firmly that these institutions have to work in togetherness and in tandem to blossom our democracy. I have been extremely alive, and I can assure the honorable members, I engaged into massive homework, got in touch with everyone who knows the subject, interacted with the past Secretary Generals, and then concluded that I will be abdicating my oath. I will be getting away from my constitutional obligations if I do not react. My reaction could not have been more moderated. My reaction could not have been more reflective at a higher level. I have highest personal regard for every member of this House, and chairperson of the UPA holds an elevated position like leader of the House in both the Houses. I therefore could not have averted it if I were to show escapist route to such a statement. I will be creating a history that would ever shame me and shame this House. I seek your support. Dr. John Vitas, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me just borrow your words that there is a pernicious and sinister design. That is what you said, sir. And
you are on your special
Yes,
mention.
sir. Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
And there are zero hours, sir. Zero hours, sir. So there is a pernicious and sinister design, and there are overt and covert attempts, perhaps stronger than ever, for elevating Hindi as the sole national language of this country. Committee on Official Language recently submitted its 11th report to the Honorable President, who herself hails from a state with rich linguistic heritage that is dying out under the spread of Hindi. It recommends use of Hindi as a medium of instruction in central universities and institutes of national importance like IITs and IIMs, etc., in Hindi-speaking states. Sir, imagine if Sundar Pichai had been forced to write his exam in Hindi. Would you have reached the top position in Google, as we Indians are all proud of? Listen to me. Sir, there are thousands of students from North India who study in South India, like Bangalore, Chennai, Mangalore, Kerala. Do you expect these students from North India to learn their syllabus in Tamil, Malayalam and Kannada? If they force that, most of your students would have to come back. And I would submit, sir, there should not be any attempt to make Hindi the sole language. And as we all know, sir, Section 4, Clause 3 of Official Languages Act stipulates the remit of committee as to review the progress in use of Hindi for official purpose of union and make recommendations thereon. I am glad that the Honorable Prime Minister is listening to me, sir. It's beyond the ambit of the Act to deliberate on medium of instruction in education institutions. In fact, this official language committee has gone beyond its brief, thereby recommending that the higher education institutes have to adopt Hindi as a medium of language. Sir, in 1961, sir, only 10 mother tongues were categorized.
Please conclude.
I concluding, sir. Please, 1 minute, sir. In 1961, sir, only 10 mother
Honorable members, thing will go on record. Now, please. No, you're concluded. You made your point. Please. Honorable members, please, order now. Honorable members, answers to starred questions and unstarred questions entered into the list are laid. Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Deputy Chairman, Shri Harivansh ji, Honorable Leader of the House, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Leader of the Opposition, he is not here, Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Shri Prahlad Joshi ji, leaders of the parties in the House, groups in the House, and honorable members. 258th session of the Council of States, first one as the chairman, has been of learning and enriching experience. There were also jolts, hiccups, and aberrations. Interaction in my chamber during this time frame with over 130 Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha members was indeed rewarding, gain, generating lasting connect. Honorable members, in my first address in this house I had reflected, I quote, Upper House and House of Elders, though not part of the official glossary, amply reflect uniquely significant importance of this institution. Nation justifiably expects the House of Elders to take decisive directional lead in reaffirming and enhancing the core values of the Republic and setting up the traditions of parliamentary democracy exemplify the highest deliberative, emulative standards, unquote. Honorable members, this theater of democracy is under the gauge of over 1 billion people in the country, as also those beyond. They all cherish and hope and expectation that we will work towards realizing their aspirations and fructify their dreams. Reflections of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar bear contemporaneous relevance. I quote, unless we in Parliament realize our responsibilities and shoulder the task of looking after the welfare and good of the people within a reasonable time, I have not the slightest doubt in my mind that this Parliament will be treated by the public outside with utter contempt. It would be a thing not wanted at all, unquote. Honorable members, it is through this prism that we have to calibrate our performance. Expectations from this unique platform are towards securing an ecosystem that exemplifies constitutional essence worthy of emulation. We all need to optimize our contributions for growth of the nation. Honorable members, statistical evaluation sounds encouraging. 13 sittings, functional time 64 hours and 50 minutes against the total scheduled time of 63 hours and 26 minutes. Productivity 102%. "82 starred questions answered. Response to 1920 unstarred questions tabled. 9 bills passed returned after 20-hour discussion with 160 members' participation. The House traversed the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill 2022, the Energy Conservation Amendment Bill 2022, 3 bills relating to the Constitution, Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Orders Amendment, the New Delhi International Arbitration Center Amendment Bill, the Maritime Anti-Piracy Amendments Bill, 31 private members' bills introduction was effected. 0 hour, there were 106 submissions, 205 special mentions. 36 reports were presented before the House by 8 department-related parliamentary standing committees. 3 hour short duration discussion on global warming and remedial steps, in which 17 honorable members participated. The Ministry of External Affairs made a statement on the latest developments in India's foreign policy. Ministry of Defense made a statement on youngster incident in Tawang sector in Arunachal Pradesh. Minister of Health and Family Welfare made a statement on COVID pandemic and the steps taken by Government of India in emerging COVID scenario across the globe. Honorable members, disruption resulting in loss of precious time of 1 hour 46 minutes and exhibition of unacceptable conduct plagued the proceedings in some measure. Disruption as expression mechanism is antithetical to grace, decorum, and sublimity of this solemn platform. The fallout is invariably negative as it generates disillusionment, disappointment, helplessness, and hopelessness in the people. I urge all of you to deeply reflect and seek reality check of the people on our performance. Honorable members, this platform calls for high degree of accountability for its use. Minimum expectation is that expression has to be with responsibility and authenticity. This is not a place for free fall of information not authenticated. This wholesome principle was in breach on some occasions, and the concerned honorable members have been called upon by me to take steps which are yet to be taken. Honorable members, I had urged the leader of the opposition to see me in my chamber, and I would urge him further to be indulgent when I seek such an audience to get his valuable guidance. Honorable members, I feel privileged to be part of this august house that comprises members who have acknowledged credentials, commitment and achievements. I need your unstinted guidance so that in togetherness we are able to guide the destiny of this great nation that is on the rise as never before. Honorable members, after 6 sessions held in conformity with COVID protocols, we were finally able to convene this session without much restriction. However, as I pointed out yesterday, we need to be vigilant over the rising cases. We have a responsibility to set an example before our citizens. I urge you all to take necessary COVID precautions and also to encourage others to do that. Honorable members, I would like to congratulate on behalf of this august house the efforts of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare for their commendable initiative on International Year of the Millets, adopted by the United Nations General Assembly and launched by the FAO at the initiative of India, that involved the participation of all the members of the Parliament. I express my deep sense of gratitude to Honorable Deputy Chairman, who afforded valuable suggestions and guidance and exemplified the highest standards of parliamentary practices. The panel of Vice Chairpersons also rendered able assistance. The Secretary General and his team performed commendably in a committed manner. I take this opportunity to extend my greetings to you and your family members on Christmas, English New Year, Sankranti, Pongal, Lohri, and many other festivals that dot various regions of our country. Honorable members, this brief session was marked with display of wit, sarcasm, humor, and intellect. I hope to experience more of it with greater indulgence from experienced members. Thank you. Jai Hind.